who might have attained the level of professorship or readership. I want to thank you. Professor Barua, thank you very much. Thanks for your support at all times. Very sorry if I'm unable to recognize everyone, but I want to really appreciate all that are here, for your kindness, for your love, for finding time to be here today. Now, on the celebrants, there are some things that many people may not know concerning the relationship between God will not allow any calamity to befall them in whatever form. And we'll continue to celebrate them. The family is really a family that you always want to be close to. We had a lot of things. It guided me on a lot of things. If you are close to a person and is a senior person, it guides you through a lot of things. And I want to appreciate you, sir, for all that you have done. Do I want to talk about the mode of teaching? Do I want to talk about coming together to publish together? Do I want to talk about research opportunities that came through your initiatives and which we both enjoyed together and that really grew me along my own area? I really want to appreciate you. There are lots of things that you have done in terms of even defending one. That's another thing. You see, there's nobody that does not have his own challenges. But you now begin to recollect and always be reminded of those who really supported your cause during those periods of challenge. Professor Alimi stood very, very close to me. It gave me the confidence to be able to move ahead. And it wasn't like it was it doesn't, it's not somebody who deceives one. It's not deceptive in any way. You see it. If it's after one thing, you go after it. He doesn't like cheating, no. If no matter how close you are to him, if you cheat anybody, he will tell you, you are not supposed to do this. No, and this is the type of person. And he's somebody that makes himself available. He's accessible at any point in time when there are issues for you to discuss with him. I don't know how much to describe you. I didn't have the time to really put up a paper on you. Maybe it will have been I don't know the pages that you are writing for this valedictory lecture, But I suspect if I were to write something on him, it would double that one way or the other. I really want to appreciate you. I thank you because you are part of those people that actually made my journey through to where I am today. Whenever I'm talking about Professor Alimi, I always refer to Professor Fabi. Well, let me tell you that Professor Fabi brought me into this university. Thank you very much, sir. That's a public declaration. Thank you once again for that. And he didn't leave me alone. So when I was really working with Professor Alimi, he knew. And he saw that I was really working with a very nice person. So he left me to him. So thank you once again for that. You know, Professor Fabi was the one that hinted me when things were coming up well. And was really guiding me. Like, see, if things are happening this way, this is what you do, this is how you go about it. And that left me out of a lot of hoops. Babasa, thank you very much. I always appreciate you. So, celebrating you today is something that makes us very, very happy. We want to congratulate you. We want to wish you all the best. You have done well in all areas. Is it in terms of the various meetings that you had? Is not somebody who gets to a meeting and wouldn't talk. He will really say one or two things that will change the perception of people, even within any committee meeting. And these are things that are really very essential to shaping and reshaping the university for development. So, in its entirety, sir, you have done well. May the Lord continue to see you through. May the Lord continue to bless the children. The children are also very close to us. I don't know if any of them is here. I know they are all over there. God continue to protect them where they are, continue to foster their steps, and continue to be with them. I'm very, very happy, and I want to tell you the university is really very happy with what we've done, because we've contributed in various ways from at all levels. We want to build up to be part of the contributors to this university. So thank you very, very much. The director of advancement, you are welcome. Yeah, I could see you come around, and I want you to advance this thing, what we are doing today, into the various networks. I also want to say that he's a builder, he's a network builder. That's Professor Alimi. Definitely anybody who is humble, who is quiet, who knows what he's doing. Because the first thing is, do you really know what you came to the university to do? So if one is able to recognize that, you just find that that person will be doing almost everything in line with the visions of the university. So he has a lot of networks within the university setting and even outside. And we really benefited from such networks. Part of the network is the IITA link. And I think we had a very, very, very nice sort of relationship, IITA, with him there as well. And so we want to thank you, sir. I don't know, but I want to thank you all. I want to appreciate you. I want to wish you all the best as we celebrate this man further. We'll have been here to say we'll continue to celebrate with you and listen to all that is to be done. But we actually had to come out of a meeting, a developmental committee meeting, to attend first to this program. And we'll have to leave almost immediately to be able to take care of that as well. So once again, I want to welcome you and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, sir, the Vice Chancellor, sir. He has made the job easier for me. And thank you so much for the speech, sir. So the Vice Chancellor and his team need to attend to some other official matters. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Before we proceed, I would like to recognize some people among us. For Baba's friends, Baptist College, Backup, T72 sets. Are you here, please? You're welcome, sirs. Backup 1972 set. You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. We also want to recognize also the 1981 MBA set. 1981 MBA set. All right. Thank you. I would also like to recognize the MSc PhD Baba's postgraduate colleagues. 1984 MSc PhD. 1984. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. I know Baba's children are online, but I know there are some family members here. Please, let's see you, family members, Baba's family members. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. We are privileged to have among us a former Deputy Vice Chancellor, and if I can recollect correctly, BBC Academics, Professor Akishala and Mami, they are here. You're welcome, sir. Welcome, ma. Baba, please, I'd like you to come to the front seat, sir. Okay. Thank you very much. We also have among us here, we have current deans, past deans, friends of the faculty. Professor Mrs. Kennedy, you are recognized, ma'am. Former dean, a one-time dean, Faculty of Technology. We also have here the dean, Faculty of Law, ably represented by Dr. Olusegun. We have also you remember Professor Adeyemo, who retired few years now, from the Department of Agricultural Economics. Prof is here with us, represented by his son, Tayo Adeyemo. Where is he? Oh, you're welcome, sir. Our regards to Baba. Yes, I told you we have friends of the faculty among us. I know Professor Ibisi is at the back there. You are welcome, sir. I know my head of department is here, Dr. Opabode, the immediate HOD, Professor Shoson, I saw him somewhere. Other HODs worldwide. Okay. Thank you very much. So please, I would like to cool. Thank you so much. We have here our friends from University of Ibadan, Department of Agricultural Economics, led by the head, Professor T.T. Awoyemi. Where are you, sir? You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. And we also have, yes, you can come to the front seat, sir. Okay. And we also have our colleagues from that department, from the University of Ibadan. Department of Agricultural Economics. Please, can we see you? You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Please, we would like to call on today's chairman, Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi, for his speech. You're welcome, sir.
I want to say good morning to everyone seated, and it's my pleasure to be here. I want to stand on existing protocol. I always express surprise that people always say stand on the system protocol. I don't know how big that protocol is. If I have to stand on it, I would rather say maybe I can sit on the system protocol. Maybe that sounds a bit better. I want to appreciate God Almighty that has given us this day. And again, it has spared the life of our brother, mentor, Professor of Agric Economics, Professor Taiwo-Alimi, to witness today. When he called me, it's part of the virtue that Prof has. When he called me around October, and he says, Aki, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. But he said, no. I said, what is that, sir? That I'm doing my retirement and birthday celebration on this day, and I want you to be the chairman. I said, sir, take it. Even anywhere I am in the world, by God's grace, I'll be there. And God made it possible that I'm here today. But before I go on, I want to recognize the Vice Chancellor and his principal officers who just left. They've been wonderful. In fact, Faculty of Agric has been known as faculty that produces what? Vice Chancellors. If I'm not wrong, I think it will be the 5th or 6th within OAU that our faculty produced. Professor Mole, Professor Osutogun, Professor Ajayi. I think it's the 6th or 7th. We are known to produce eminent personalities who are leaders and they give quality leadership. Baba Fabi, I want to appreciate you, sir. You are father of all. Even the man we are celebrating today, you are father of all. And I thank God for the good health that God has given you. I don't know, having come into this faculty or to the university, especially this faculty, there is no program that they call, I always find you first seated. And of course, I'm always close to the ground to Bobalo say, Baba, ọjọ́ yín àdálẹ́ o. Àbí kí n sọ pé ọjọ́ yín ti dálẹ́. Ètò kùtẹ́ ẹ̀ lò ń bẹ̀ àlàáfíà ara lẹ́fi lò. Ní màbànújẹ́ lórí ọmọ lórí ohun gbogbo tí ṣe tí God will preserve you for us. I say I'm sitting on the system protocol, so I don't need to go around everything. But I want to appreciate all the academics who are here. I want to appreciate my people who are still leading
the faculty, and leading the department. I appreciate you all. I want to talk a bit about Professor Alimi, who apparently I am what I am today by the grace of God and by his mentorship. When I came into the university to look for admission, he said, Baba kan wa Baba Dauda no mo pe. Mo ní Baba Dauda. I never knew the Dauda was far older than me. Ọmọ Baba Dauda mo kí yín o. Baba ńkọ́. Well, you know we are always together because we belong to the same political class now. When I came in, I saw Baba Dauda. I said, I'm looking for Baba Dauda. I actually didn't know his name other than Baba Dauda. And I saw that man. Wọ́n ju buntara yìí lọ. Mo tún wò ó pé, is it Baba Dauda? Okay. When I greeted him, he said, kí wá kí n ṣe fún ọ o? Mo ní, Baba, I've come to look for admission. He said, you are from where? I said, I'm from Ilé-Ogbó. Oh, ẹ̀yin nìyẹn Ilé-Ogbó Fíà Ìbàdàn. I don't know if you know the interpretation of that. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ní jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ilé-Ogbó Fíà Ìwó is the neighbor to Ìwó. Ilé-Ogbó Fíà Ìbàdàn. I just went on the floor. Baba, please, we're young. Don't let this thing affect us. We are young. You need to bring us up. Don't let the rivalry between Ilé-Ogbó and Ìwó affect me. Please. He said, but that is what people say. That is how I met it. Ilé-Ogbó Fíà Ìbàdàn. But I'm not part of it. You know, he said, okay, what can I do for you? I said, I did jump. The first batch was out. I didn't see my name. He said, what did you score? I said, I scored 252. And he said, 252. He just laughed. He now said, okay, if the second batch comes out, if you are not number one on the list, you will be number two. If that happens, I am not the one that did it. It's the work of your hand. What a virtuous man. But that is your father. And it was recently he just told me that bó ṣe wà láyé àtijọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló wà ní ìsìn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó sì máa rí títí láéláé. He actually told me just recently about just this January we had a meeting and he told me that one lecturer promised somebody and he removed my name from the first batch knowing that they will take me for the second batch and then replace my name. And I said, so they still do that? They said, it's been long. That has been long. So I thank him. Please give my regards to you, even though we see all this. I ran into Professor Alimi. And when he was graduate assistantship? And I wanted to come back to university. By the grace of God, I made a second class upper. And the intention was to be an academic. I wanted to come back to the university. But there was this thing called Nigeria Agric Insurance Company that was just formed. I went to be interviewed there. They gave me an offer. The offer was 900 naira per month salary. Okay? And I don't know for what I was just going, I would do something within the department. And I stumbled on this man's payslip. Then, I'm saying it I've said it everywhere, but I'm saying it right in front of you. And I saw 600 and something. And I said, somebody has done his master's, who has done his PhD, who is assistant lecturer, 600, and I'm a first degree holder. They offered me 900 naira somewhere. Papa man wo lọ da bá pàdé lọ́nà. Ọmọ yẹn ká mọ̀ tá fowó ká mọ̀ ṣe. Wọ́n kàwé mọ́. Baba, whatever I am today to the glory of God, you have mentored me while in the campus, and you are a major factor for me taking the decision to go and join Nigerian Agric Insurance Company. But then I was to join them. Fate pushed me to Nikon. Because when we did, I had published some papers on agric insurance with some professors, and then when I went for interview, of course, it's on agric insurance. I came first overall, and then the national insurance corporation, yes, said I should come to research and planning department. So again, I want to thank you most importantly for what God has used you for me. I thank you. Coming back to what we are doing today, you can see it's ever smiling. Ever smiling. Whether he's angry, this is how you will be. Whether he's happy, this is how you will be. I have not seen Professor Alimi any time that I will not see his complete set of teeth out. Even when he's talking to me on phone, I will be imagining how that teeth is a very good virtue, and that has helped you in your leadership position. A lot has been said today by the #1 citizen of Obafemi Awolowo University. You mentored all of us. I don't know whoever, whether you are HOD, whether you are Dean or former Dean, there is no way you don't have gone through this man. He's been wonderful. And today, I want to celebrate you that God has given you a good health, and to witness today and the life. You didn't, when you say where can you find the most brain, the most wisdom, he said it's in the grave. But here you are. God has allowed you to use your wisdom, to use the knowledge acquired to benefit so many people, to benefit the institution where you serve. In fact, you are Mr. Academic, because I don't know any other thing that you have done outside academics. And your joy should be like people like us. We are your children. There are so many of them who are not able to be here. It is not only your biological children. I know before Madam passed to eternal glory, you are wonderful. And since you left, you have been taking care of the children. God will always have his mercy on you. He will cause his face to shine upon you. And for other people who are taking over, please, let's take a cue from the leadership qualities of Professor Alimi. If you don't know how to smile, when you are, especially when you are angry, I beg, go and learn how to smile. That is a good virtue. I want to congratulate you, sir, as you leave the academics. I know you are just living, but it never leaves you. In fact, something that you acquired over your lifetime. Look at Professor Alimi and Professor Fabi. So academic will never leave you. So you keep publishing, you keep doing research, you keep doing everything. But for the little you have done here, we say thank you. And I want to say happy birthday to you. If I won't be saying too much, can we please rise and sing happy birthday to this lovely, lovable gentleman, Professor Taiwo-Alimi. 1, 2, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you, Professor. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
gbogbo lórí tó bá ti wà nípò èyí tó parí ṣe báyìí báyìí ẹlẹ́yìn máa lo pè bọ́jẹ́ tó bá ti lọ́sọ lórí máa rántèrè lẹ́yìn rẹ bí omi ìrìn àtiwájú kan bí bá ń tàjọ yẹ̀wò á rí bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí.
tó náà níbi gíláàsì mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ́ náà yẹn don't forget to take care tó take gíláàsì ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn gbogbo ní mo máa yẹ
Thank you very much, sir. Chairman, sir. Dr. Akin Ogunbiyi. We are so grateful, sir. I actually read your interview in one of the newspapers where you talked about in Professor Alimi's office. I read it. And iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n fún wọn mi lélẹ́yìí, nobody sent me. Baba told me that his office was actually your second home those days. That you were always in his office. Thank you very much, sir. So thank you for the speech, and there is a lesson I took from that speech. Be good to your younger ones. Be good to your junior colleagues, because you never know where you will meet them in future. It's very important. Baba Fabi can testify to that. And Professor Alimi too can testify to that. And we are living witnesses. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to inform us that the Vice Chancellor is still among us. We have among us here his wife, Dr. Mrs. Daniel. You are welcome, ma'am. Please, I want to recognize also the immediate past dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Faride. You're welcome, sir. I also have at the back there one of my professors, Professor Luwashola. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, a lot about Baba Alimi. But one thing some of us don't know about him is that he's a stand-up comedian. Some of us will agree with me. He's a stand-up comedian, but he told me yesterday that I shouldn't trouble him today. So I'll just leave him on his chair. He was teaching us, I think it was 201 or 202 in part 2. I was always in front. And he stood so close to the front row. And all of a sudden, he just looked sideways and he saw somebody. And he said, in my class, you can sleep, but you don't snore. The person dozed off. He looked at him. At that point, the person opened the eyes and they met. He said, don't worry. You are free to sleep in my class, but don't snore. Thank you very much, sir. So I would like to call on the head. Before I call on him, I would like to recognize Professor Ajayi, former Ajayi Agric Extension. Thank you for coming, sir. So I'd like to call on the head, Department of Agricultural Economics, OAU here. Who is also the reviewer for the textbook, Professor A.A. Hakiola, for the review of the textbook. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel highly honored. Let me start by saying I'm sitting and standing on the system protocol. So I believe I'm correct, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I want to say it's a great honor for me this afternoon, this morning, to be the one to review this book. And I would like to confess to everyone that I am still currently in the Department of Agricultural Economics because of the input from the celebrant. There was an interview and they were looking for just one person. it was highly competitive. And just finishing my PhD, I said, let me be part of this interview. At the end of the day, I choose him as one of my referees. And by the time, after the interview, they were saying almost congratulations to me as if the job was complete. About a month later, he came to my office. I made the celebrant. And he said, I did not submit your referee report. I said, why? He said, where are you going? He said, I am not saying don't go, but this is not the right time. Because of that privilege, opportunity, I am a professor of agricultural economics today. I want to appreciate you for being a father, and a father indeed. I want to appreciate Professor Fabi also, because I came to this department through him. He was the head of the department that recruited and brought me to the department. Thank you very much, sir. We are highly privileged to have you. I'm still standing and sitting on existing protocol. But without wasting time, I want to quickly do the review. The title of this book, written by the celebrant, Professor Taiwo-Alimi, is Data Collection, Manual and Electronic, SPSS and Statistical Analysis. The outline of the review, the authors as presented, we look basically at the aim of the textbook, failure division that we have, and what we have in different chapters, and this will be followed by how to locate raw data and how to use the raw data for practical data processing. Then how to maximize the use of this book will also be emphasized. And of course, I will conclude with one sentence. What is the aim of this textbook? The basic aim of this textbook is to assist the student, the lecturers, researchers in how to select the most appropriate data collection methods, how to select statistical analytical techniques for variable data, and how to perform calculations using either manual or electronic data processing method. And the last but not the least is how to interpret the results for decision making. This book is divided into 12 chapters. Chapter 1 to chapter 12. And it starts with chapter 1, which is introduction. Introduction just summarizes what we have in the textbook. And it gives the reader the opportunity to have the broad view of the entire book. And it will inform the reader whether to make decision to read the entire textbook or to read part that is interested to whosoever is reading. Then chapter 2 emphasizes the processes for obtaining high quality. Let me say that we must first of all note the standard of the research result of or any empirical findings is a function of the quality of the data. In computer language, they always say garbage in,
garbage out. When the data is wrong, every other thing about the research is wrong. But we must note also that quality data is a function of so many factors. Some of them are appropriate data gathering method, research instrument, sample size, and sampling techniques. So the fourth aspect of it is data gathering methods. How do we gather the data and ensure that everything about the data is right? Data gathering methods are classified into, we have number one, interview, we have observation, and we have experimentation. Interview can be personal, it can be by mail, it can be by telephone, it can be focus group discussion, it can be through computer assisted and computer assisted self and panel interview. And the other method of gathering data, which is observation method, is just by watching issues as they occur and try to, and this could be participatory and non-participatory. The other method, which is experimentation. I know when I talk about experimentation to people in field science, they know it can be either laboratory fit. Another method is data mining, and of course gathering quality data, especially when it comes to social sciences. We have research instruments. These are tools we use for data collection, and we can be questionnaire, opinionaire, and other tests. Of course, we can gather data also by census, which is collecting data from the entire population, and we can take a sample. All these are duly discussed in this book. Still talking about chapter 2. We can, when we take sample, one thing that will make our data, our sample, to really be good is for it to be representative of the population. And that's why we must bear in mind condition for representative sample. And these are really explained and explained in this textbook. But what are methods of determining sample size? Sample size can be determined by imitating a sample size of similar studies, using published tables, and apply formula to calculate the sample size. But we must know when we have gotten the method to use, that the technique to arriving at this can either be probability or non-probability sampling techniques. All these are duly discussed in this textbook. Then chapter 3. Chapter 3 looks at the manual and electronic data entry method and selection of analytical techniques using either SPSS or Stata. So this textbook discusses all this. So we have the SPSS, we have the Stata format of entry data. So all these are duly and duly discussed in the textbook. So let's move. They still talking about chapter 3, choice of appropriate analytical techniques. We want to say it's not just good to collect good data, but the data needs to be analyzed and inferences ought to be made appropriately. So the choice of appropriate analytical technique is also important. And this is a function of the objective of analysis and data set
characteristics. And when we are talking about objective of analysis, the emphasis is always placed on whether it's going to be descriptive or it's going to be inferential. All these are duly discussed in the textbook. Then we must know that we are talking about data characteristics, which is very important. We must note that choice of appropriate data technique to apply, they are dependent on data measurement, number of variables, the kind of precision that we expect, number of groups in a variable. We look at the periodicity, sample size, and nature of the population from which we are to draw our inference. So, in chapter 3, we must note the emphasis is placed also on most important data set clarification criteria. And the two most important are measurement level and the number of variables. But we must know that the most appropriate statistical analysis technique is determined by combining the variable data classification criteria with the objective of the analysis. All these are fully and duly discussed in the textbook. Chapter 4. Chapter 4 emphasizes descriptive statistics. And descriptive statistics is all about organization, summarization, and presentation of various data. All these are duly discussed. First, about how to organize our raw data, how to summarize the raw data, and all that are involved. We can go to the next. Then, how to present the summarized data. We can present our summarized data with a simple frequency distribution, using tables, spectrogram, charts. All these are fully displayed, or group frequency distribution that could be presented in tables and histograms. We have multivariate quantitative data presentation, which is also done by scatter diagrams or cross tabulation. All these are well discussed in this textbook. Chapter 5. Chapter 5 emphasizes statistical measure of single quantitative variable data. Please, in this emphasizes the second aspect of descriptive statistics. Here we have variance of statistical measures. All these are emphasized, including measure of central tendency, statistical measure of spread, and statistical measure of distribution, such as skewness and kurtosis. Chapter 6, hypothesis testing procedure. So this look at how to test our hypothesis, the procedure that we need to engage in testing hypothesis, and manual determination of acceptance or rejection regions, and of course how to test for p-values of C, T, chi-square distribution, and F distribution using statistical table. Chapter 7 focuses on inferential statistics, and this emphasizes single quantitative variable data, and it shows if statistically significant difference exists between or among different groups of single quantitative variable that obey the set parametric assumptions. Chapter 7 looks at the inferential statistics for one variable interval data, and it covers one simple t-test, independent sample t-test, peer sample t-test, and another statistical technique.
And of course, it looks also at Turkish test if and over indicate that a difference exists among the groups of quantitative variable. And also look at population variance test, which is appropriate when the interest of the decision maker is to test if a population variance is significantly different from specified variance. It also look at two population variance tests, which compare the variance of two independent or groups. Chapter 8. Chapter 8 also look at qualitative variables, and of course the how they relate to inferential statistics. And the emphasis is placed on chi-square test, goodness of fit test, binomial test, media test, runs test, and other tests. You need to read this book to have the understanding of how these tests are done. Chapter 9, look at correlation analysis. It can be simple, partial, or multiple. So we have definition, and now we do the measurement of degree of linear relationship between two or more quantitative variable data. All this explained in chapter 9. Chapter 10, simple regression analysis, and this emphasizes all different types of simple regression models, analytical methods to use for simple regression analysis, and of course the importance of OLS and the appropriateness of OLS when it comes to simple linear regression analysis, and the form of relationship between a qualitative dichotomous nominal dependent variable and a quantitative independent variable is also analyzed. Using all these are clearly explained, and of course the form of relationship, and when it comes to other dependent variable, other logic, other probability, all are clearly explained in this table. Chapter 11 deals with multiple regression analysis. Let me just read what I like. Simple regression analysis, the analysis technique for the use of multiple regression analysis having quantitative dependent variable is still this OLS, regardless of data measurement of the independent variable. And when the dependent variable is dichotomous, nominal, multi-level nominal, and other quantitative use. Qualitative use, probability logic, multinomial, and other probability logic, all these are fully developed. And chapter 12, which is the last chapter, focuses on the variance of regression analysis, like sensor tuple regression and truncated regression, selection, double order and Ekman selection, similarly unrelated regression, count data regression. All are perfectly and duly discussed in the textbook. But how do we get the raw material for practical data processing? Is also in this book, and is so in the book where we can get it. So we can get this in appendix 3 located in this as contained in this information. Now, how to use this textbook. All the chapters in the textbook should be read sequentially in order to maximize this book, because they are interrelated for optimal benefit, most especially the first timers and statistical first timer in statistical analysis. And if the interest is just simply descriptive statistics, we can read only chapter 1 to chapter 5. But if the interest is about inferential statistics, we read chapter 6
which is very compulsory for the understanding of influential statistics, and within chapter 7 to 12. And students are also encouraged to attempt questions at the end of each chapter for better understanding. Who are the benefiting disciplines that can benefit from this textbook? This textbook is useful for all disciplines that conduct survey research through collection and analysis of survey data, most especially cross-sectional data. So, and our main disciplines in agriculture, social sciences, education, management sciences, health sciences, health information management, technology management, environmental sciences, and many others that are related. But let me conclude. I want to conclude by saying this is a great book. I thought we would put our hands together for. It is easy to read and understand with practical example. And I want to say to the celebrant that this is a good legacy. And I want to say congratulations. This will be speaking, not just when you are sick. I know God will give you long life, in good health and in prosperity, in Jesus' name. So this textbook, therefore, is highly recommended to everybody. Many people don't like quantitative techniques, but when you pick this book, it will prompt and it will provoke your interest in statistical analysis. I want to thank you for this privilege to review this book. Thank you very much.
I want to say thank you, sir, for the review of the book. I want to say good morning to everybody. My name is Anu Payanka. I'll be assisting the MC. So I'll call myself assistant MC or second MC, whatever you like, you can call me. So we'll be moving on to the launching of the textbook. So I want to call upon the chief launcher, Dr. Olubenga A. Daudu, ably represented by Dr. Please. Come on, please, can you give him a round of applause?
Good morning, sirs and ma'ams. First, I would like to acknowledge the chairman of this occasion. I think he just stepped out. I hope. What did he say? Oh, he's already coming back. Okay. So I also acknowledge the honoree of the day, Professor Taiwo-Alimi, a distinguished academic and a humanist to the core. I also acknowledge the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture, Professor Tijadi. I acknowledge the head of agricultural. I equally recognize all distinguished professors and other distinguished academics here seated. I recognize as well the friends and family of Professor Taiwo-Alimi who have come from far and near to grace this occasion. I'm here to stand in for the chief launcher, as it has already been stated, who is unavoidably absent. He said I should convey his profoundest apologies to the organizers of this program and to Professor Taiwo-Alimi in particular for his inability to make it to this occasion.
And the chief launcher said that I should also thank the organizers of this program for considering him fit to be the chief launcher. Is really grateful for this privilege. The chief launcher said I should make us to be mindful of the fact that this occasion is very significant. And it's significant in the sense that it shows that Professor Taiwo-Alimi has defied old age and its attendant challenges to come up with a fantastic publication. And you heard what the reviewer said the other time. He recommended the book generously to all of us. So for this, Professor Alimi deserves our support, and the publication as well deserves our generous patronage. The chief launcher also said I should remark on Professor Taiwo-Alimi's stance in launching this book. Professor Taiwo-Alimi had told the chief launcher that he's not launching this book in order to make money, but to publicize the book. And this speaks volume about the nature of Professor Taiwo-Alimi. He's a very contented man, so I think this is highly commendable as well. Having said that, the chief launcher said that I should announce that he's launching this publication, actually a copy of it, for the sum of 100,000 naira. However, alongside the chief launcher, there are also some other launchers who are willing to launch a book. I have Mr. Waliyu Salami. He's launching the book with the sum of 100,000 naira. Ayokuno Adedeji and his parents, they are resident in the United Kingdom. They are launching the book with the sum of 100,000 naira as well. I also have Navy Commander MT Oladejo and his family. They reside in New Zealand. They are launching the book with a sum of 100,000 naira as well. Mr. and Mrs. Ajayi Damilola, also in the United States of America, they are launching the book with a sum of 50,000 naira. We have Professor Remi Adeyemo also is launching the book with a sum of 70,000 naira. Dr. and Mrs. Dele Ondi, they are resident in New Zealand. They are launching the book with a sum of 50,000 naira. Dr. and Mrs. Tope Ojo, they are in Canada. They are launching the book with a sum of 50,000 naira. Professor J.B. Babalola of the University of Ibadan is also launching the book with a sum of 10,000 naira. Also, the UNILAG MBA class of 1981, that is Professor Alimi's classmates when he went to UNILAG for his Masters of Business Administration, are launching the book with a sum of 100,000 naira. All alerts have been received by Professor Taiwo-Alimi. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes. Perhaps there are people who are also willing to launch in here. If you want to launch the book, kindly come forward. There will be other launchers. Yes, please come forward.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon, sirs. Good afternoon. This, I'm sure God will be saying, these boys. We told you then that we always follow you around. We told you that. My guy here, he knows us. We are class 88 in Greek economics. That you have to prostrate. I remember you very well. I remember every face very, very well. Thank you so much for what you imparted into our life. Like the MC said, our guy is not just a lecturer, he's a father. When I mean a father, he's a father. I mean a good father. Sir, you are one of the person that actually turned me around when I was in college. I was a lazy boy
Not that I don't know book, but the thing inside the book I don't understand. Our guy is a typical jester. What he said happens to me. He said, Aborishade, you can sleep or don't snore. If you snore, you are a problem. Which one is the difference? And that time, we used to have that early morning classes. You know, if you are not in class by 7 o'clock, don't come to class. And also to my professor Tidani, we don't used to call him prof that time, we just call him TJ. Yeah. These people are wonderful. Please, they are wonderful. Please, a round of applause for them. They are wonderful. They are really, really, really wonderful. Then we didn't have a lecturer. We have fathers, we have brothers, and we have sisters. Remember Dr. Mrs. That was teaching us agric enterprise data. Mrs. Williams, Dr. Mrs. Williams then, that we know. They rolled us like a child and they tutored us. To the glory of God, we are the largest class. We are the most troublesome class that time, over 120 in a class. So when we are sitting there, you can't fight us. That's the only problem we have. Because we have a class. So we had ourselves. We just want to say this opportunity because for the very first time, sorry, I might be taking time. We need to say it as is. Because one of my mentor, Dr. Ogunbeye, I'm sure you might not remember me. I came to mutual insurance at the time to do a transaction with you from High Risk Corporation. That was one of the companies with Motorola. Now you know me. I'm a troublesome, but I'm a big go-getter, and I do that all the time. Thank you so much for your support. I remember your word that day. You said, pick this word when it drops, run with it, be focused, and don't lose sight of it, and you'll never miss it. To God's glory, that same company that I brought to you for transaction that time were one of the biggest clients I have as I speak today, sir. Thank you for your work. Brother, we want to say thank you. I know I didn't see you for a very long time until you came to my hometown with Dr. Taiwo-Alimi during his mom's burial in Ikotekiti. Professor Alimi. That was the first time after over 30 plus years. And I saw the man. Say the same old man, say the same friendly human being, say the same lovable, somebody you want to land at his feet. It's not a joke. I'm giving you practical. My prof said, I know. So today, to the glory of God, sir, for just 4 of the books.
Fine. Well, on behalf of our set, Class 88 set, we rallied round and we decided to launch the book with the sum of 500,000.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate the sets. May God continue to bless you. Before we continue with the launching, I would want to welcome the those from the Atiki family layouts, led by the chairman, Landlord Association. Please, if you are here, can you just wave your hands? Please, can we just welcome them? You're welcome. You're welcome. So at this point, before we continue, I want to call on the chairman to please join us in this launching. Please welcome him.
Good afternoon once again. This is Morning Matter. I don't know, what's your name, sir? Gentleman? Dr. Ademiloku. You are just a typical Jehovah's Witness. You know, when a Jehovah's Witness goes out, what does he talk about? He talk about his Jehovah. And when he's not around and somebody has to talk about him, he still ensures that Jehovah is the priority, is the number one, and is the preference. I love the way you said it. The chief manager said, I should say this. The chief manager said, I should say this. But you haven't said what you want to say. But the chief manager said, I should say this. So if I come back to Dr. Ademiloku, how much are you giving? No talk. the Bible says in the presence of two or more witnesses, the truth shall be established. When you announce other people, the chairman say, okay, is I announce for you? That will be dangerous. That is not, I will say prof is not money. Say something, give him the microphone. And don't say the chairman say as you donate. Are you saying you will see prof? That is not, which currency is that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is, you want to see at $1 to 2,000 naira. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're celebrating the life and time of Professor Alimi, right seated. And like he said, I said it's an ageless academic. See what again he wrote at 70. I know he's only living this community. Academic becomes part of him until he dies. The Lord will grant you so many more years, healthy years, in the name of Jesus. Baba Dauda is 92 now. Abi? Baba, 92. And that is your father. That is my father. So if he is 92, and it's the prayer of every Baba, so even though we still live up to, we live up to 120 in Ileogbo. I'm from Ileogbo, and Ileogbo means the place of my old age. So when I get to 120 is when I'll begin to negotiate with God. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to support this initiative on two fronts. On behalf of myself and my lovely wife, which I got again a gift from the Faculty of Agric. 3 red plantains. Adedotu Ogunbi, I will launch the book with a sum of 1 million naira. Again, Aborishade, where are you? You just challenge me. This one they no send me. But if you are set 88, can do 500,000. I can pledge on behalf of my set. I hope that I won't have to pay it. Because to hold us together is tough. On behalf of the set, I will do 100,000. Thank you so much. 1986. You see, we are not so. No, we left at 6, but we graduated at 6. Oh, matriculation 88. I better come and double it for me, Joe. Okay, so on behalf of class 86, 100,000. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir, please.
Elder C.A. Adisa, representing Makosa 72. I want to purchase the book for this.
Please, who will be collecting it? Do we have ushers? Ushers? Please. Okay. How much is it? How many? So he's launching it with 30,000. Thank you very much. Do you have any other launchers in the house? Okay, Professor. Professor Ujayegbe, please. Please appreciate him.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Good morning. Yes, sir, my dean and the head of department. I want to appreciate everybody for coming, and I appreciate the Almighty God for making this day to come to fulfillment. Well, the 1989 set, normally we call Professor Alimi Babajeje, and throughout that's the way he used to be. So on behalf of that 1989 set, we are launching the book for 100,000 naira only. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you to your set. Do we have any other person? Please, 1 minute.
I just noticed an omission on my part, and I'm happy that you gave me the opportunity to correct it. We know our Baba is aged, is old, is always identifying with us. On behalf of Professor Fabi and his wife and his entire family, I launch on his behalf the book for 100,000.
You can come, sir. Yes, sir. Other launchers, please. Yes. You can have him. Oh, okay. 1 minute, sir. Yes. Already someone.
I met Taiwo-Alimi in 1975. So we met in B26, Awolowo Hall. And since then we've been on and on and on. We share so many things in common, and the only thing we have not been able to resolve amongst ourselves is who is older. I was 70 last year. So, I retired last year. He's retiring this year. I have threatened to report it to the registrar. So I'm launching the book for 20,000 naira. Yeah.
One copy, please. Please, can you give him a copy? Please, can we appreciate him once again? I think you can now come, sir.
Baba Dauda, on behalf of Professor Ladipo, and I have his one thing we know him with, Dauda, and he was far older than me. Brother Dauda, I will launch 2 copies of the book Eba Mekofun Baba for 100,000.
Operating Abogan is my name. I retired Osun College of Education in Lesha. When I was there, Baba was our external assessor for agri program. I was HOD economics. So that was the first thing that allied us. Then Baba, through Professor Barua, a great friend of mine, he gave me the first opportunity to publish an international journal. Then earlier on, I taught in the secondary school. So the wife and I were close on that friend. He was a school principal. As a retiree, a token of mine,
I'm launching it with a sum of 10,000 naira. Just one, just one. Yeah.
Please can we a copy? Please can we appreciate him once again? Do we have other people who would like to launch the book?
I want to launch the book on behalf of the faculty. It is sum of 50,000 naira.
On behalf of the department, I launched the book for a sum of 20,000.
Please. Yes, sir.
I thank you very much, ma. Initially, I didn't want to come out because of the poetry nature of the amount I want to use to launch it. But I have to summon up courage. No matter how little the money is, it is the will and wish that matters very much. Before I do that, I want you to notice one thing which you have not mentioned, and that is the feminine nature of Professor Taiwo-Alimi. When he walks like a lady. When he smiles, and you see the gap tooth, you think she's a lady. And that was why in our set, we usually call him what? Ìyàwó. He was the ìyàwó of all of us. But this college was boys only. So we choose him as our only ìyàwó. I beg to launch it for a 40 sum, a copy for 5,000 naira.
Please wait. Please, I want to seek the permission of the chairman to deviate a bit and speak in Yoruba. Yes, you are from Ile-Egbo and from Ogbagba. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó bá wa dá ẹ̀mí gbogbo wa sí di ọjọ́ òní. Professor Alimi àti láti early 60s láti jọ ń bọ̀. Àdẹ̀mọ́ ẹni tó ju ẹnìkan lọ láàrin wa. The boy la máa ń pera wa. Boy làwọn, bachelor làwọn, èmi ordinary man, àbí? So a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ní bínú, a ti fẹ̀yìntì díẹ̀ níbi iṣẹ́. No, mo sọ èmi náà fẹ́ launch with the sum of 5,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Please, before I go to you, we have Professor and Hajia Hosseini launching with the sum of 30,000 naira. Please, can we appreciate them?
I want to claim HOD. I'll be sitting on the, which one, how do they call it now? Is it standing on the sitting okay, standing on the sitting protocol. On behalf of myself, Professor Oladepo and Oladepo, we want to launch 2 copies of the book for 20,000 naira.
Thank you, sir.
My name's Pastor Bayo Oyelabi. I know Professor Taiwo-Alimi through my wife because my wife and this mate were childhood friends. Right from all their school, and so forth. By the time I knew him, he was using the car, B2. Now I said I would also like to buy a car. My wife said, don't buy B2 because B2 has to be Okoyeri better. So I said, okay, I will not buy it. On behalf of my wife and myself, I want to launch this book, token of 10,000 naira. One.
Thank you very much, sir. Please come up. Sorry, I called her first.
Good morning, everyone. I know Daddy will be surprised, although I received the invite that is sent to me. I'm Oyedapo Ololade by name, and I've also come out to launch this book. The reason why I'm outside here is when I got appointment to this university, the first thing my dad would tell me is, "Ṣé o ti rí Alimi?" Mo ní, mi ò mọ ẹni tó ń jẹ́ Alimi. He said, "Go to Faculty of Agriculture," and eventually I met him. Going through profile, I discovered that he attended Baptist Day School, Okeodo, Iwo, and that same primary school I attended. Then I went further. I saw that he also attended Baptist Modern School, Iwo, and that is where I had my secondary school. I began to wonder. And in addition to that, Prof is from Ile Oloya in Iwo. I'm from Ile Ajigbagun. Ile Oloya àti Ile Ajigbagun, nǹkan kan náà ni ẹ lè mọ̀ yàtọ̀. And incidentally, the closest friend of my dad is from Ile Oloya, late Barrister Bolaji Ola. And on behalf of myself, it's a token I want to be surprised. And my parents, I reference Lawyer Bolaji Ola as my parent because if my dad is not even around for years, once Lawyer Bolaji Ola is around, we are comfortable. I'm launching this book with a token sum of 5,000 naira. Sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, you can come.
Now, on behalf of my son, who happens to be a friend to Professor Alimi's son, Taiwo-Alimi GODFOUNDATION-TV, I'm launching this book with a token of 10,000 naira.
Thank you. How many copies? One. Well, I think we have a lot of people. Please, can we have one or two ushers come around so that we can get this faster, so that you can collect the details and we can just continue announcing. Can we continue? Ma? 1 minute.
Good day, everyone, sir and ma. I'm happy to be here, and thank God I'm not putting my details on the paper. Baba came to our family less than 2 years ago, but I can say that all I've been hearing since is true, because Baba has demonstrated that to our family too. We are, when they mention people from Atiki, I raise up my hand. In fact, I have been related to him in a lot of ways because he accepts us. And my husband just left. I don't know, he's on his way, but I don't want this to elude us. On behalf of myself, if my husband come, I'm going to ask him to do his own. But on behalf of myself, I'm a teacher. And I'm very happy that today we are having a midterm. I've even made up my mind that even if our midterm doesn't fall today, I will take permission from school. So on behalf of myself, Baba, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I'm launching the 5,000 naira. I'm a teacher.
Thank you very much. We're having given the permission to give everyone 1 minute. 1 minute to speak, please.
I am Dr. Orimolade of the Department of Orthopedics. I'm Baba's neighbor and an academic grandson because Professor Taiwo-Alimi is my father in academics and Baba is my great grandfather in academics. So on behalf of myself and my family, I'm launching the book for a sum of 20,000 naira.
Congratulations, Baba, and happy birthday. On behalf of the current PhD students of agricultural economics, we are launching the book for 10,000 naira.
Dr. Taiwo-Alimi is my name. I am launching the book on behalf of my family with a token of 10,000 naira.
I wish to congratulate Professor Taiwo-Alimi on happy retirement. On behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Remi Oshutola, and in memory of late Dr. Mrs. Kudirat Modirade Alimi, we are launching this book. For a copy of this book for 5,000 naira.
Good afternoon, everybody. I got to know Professor Alimi through his wife. And thereafter we became family friends. And we have really enjoyed him. We go to his house, he comes to us. And particularly he bailed me out when my son was almost out of this university, to my house to advise us. And we pray for you that you are now 70, you will be 90, you will be 100 in good health and in peace and joy. On behalf of our families, we launched this book, just one copy with a little sum of 5,000 naira.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Taiwo-Alimi, the Director of Medical Social Services, Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, Ile-Ife. I met Professor Alimi with one of his friends, Mr. Olatoki. Since then, I fell in love with him. Yeah. Also, he has never left me alone. He always interacts with me. We share common things together. There was a time he was admitted in our hospital. So when he got there, he didn't like the facility in the toilet. He asked Mr. Adibowale, what's wrong with your toilet here? I said, what is there? He said, go and check it. I went there, there was water on the ground. He said, what can we do about it? I said, let us inform those people in charge of the toilet. So we spoke with the nurses. He said, they'll be writing letters. I said, okay, see the environmental people. So, and we went there. They said they will buy this, they will buy that. He gave them money and they repaired the toilet. Also, we went to physical department. They do have a functioning wheelchair. They also bought a wheelchair for them. So I'm happy that I'm part of your joy today. I say congratulations, sir. I'm launching this book with a sum of 5,000 naira.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Esanolu Afunke. I'm one of Baba's tenants at Road 7. I'm not surprised at what everybody has been saying about Baba today. You know, wonderful daddy to me. You know, being a tenant, through that I became a daughter to him. And you know, I've been living in that house for 8 years now. Believe me, Baba has never increased the rent to, you know, like that. He's been a wonderful father. You know, I'm here to just appreciate him. He has given me, you know, he has made life easy for me as a tenant in his house. So, Daddy, I want to say thank you to you. God bless you. I'm launching this book with a sum of 10,000 naira.
Controlling the projection on the stage.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I want to congratulate my teacher, my mentor, because I was a student, the same set with the dean and Professor Friday and several others. It's my uncle, because I'm also from Iwo, and I've been very close to him. He has been a wonderful mentor, somebody who has actually impacted on my life, even encouraging me going into academics. And so congratulations, sir. I'm launching this book for the sum of 20,000 naira.
Thank you, sir.
I am Mr. Tijani. On behalf of Tayo Tijani, he is a close friend of his son, and Professor Alimi is equally a friend of mine. He has always been nice to us, very accommodating and nice. So I want to launch this book with the sum of 5,000 naira.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good day, everyone. I'm Yemisi Amusa. I want to wish Professor Alimi happy birthday and happy retirement. May your days be long and be fulfilling. Thank you for being an awesome grandfather. I know you in so many other respects, but that aspect, I will never forget it. So I'm launching the book with a token of 10,000 naira.
Venerable Sir, don't be surprised of what I'm about to say. First and foremost, I congratulate Professor Alimi on this occasion of his retirement and birthday anniversary. We met some years back, about 9 of us, when we were bachelors, and we were looking for partners. You can imagine what the atmosphere would be then. 9 bachelors looking for partners to marry. So it was a very hectic situation. We go from one place to another. We just that was the situation then. Personally, I shall be launching the book with token of 10,000 naira.
Please, do we have Mr. Matthew Kolawole? Mr. Matthew Kolawole, please, your attention is needed here. Please, before we continue, for those of us that would like to transfer, we have the account details. The name, Professor Taiwo-Alimi. The bank, Access Bank. The account number, 0033944 I'll take that again. Please, you can write it down. 0033944 It will be displayed on the screen also.
Good afternoon, Daddy's and Happy birthday, Daddy.
and happy retirement. My name is Omotayo Ogunkanmi. I met Daddy when I was in 200 level, the student of AAU. Then I was naive, so I wrote an article to criticize a particular governor at that time. So the article was shared online by some of my colleagues. So I think Dad saw the article and he invited me to his office without knowing me. He saw my number with the article. So he invited me to his office and guided me and told me some things, how I can do things. So ever since then, I've been doing well when I'm writing and everything. So since that time, Dad has been a very good friend of mine. He does not even bother about my age, how small I was. Anytime I call him, he'll pick my call, reply my messages, and I decided that today I will come to this birthday. I'm launching this book with a token of 5,000 naira. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm Professor Banji Adisa from Iliogo. Father, that is his birthday today. I don't even know where to start. When we started having formal meeting in 1973, he was my teacher in secondary school, and he has been mentoring us. In fact, when I got to the university in 2006, I was in Sojourn in Ogun State. I went to him, and anytime there's any conflicts, I will first of all call on him. Daddy, it don't happen again, no. Which way do I go? And he has been very supportive. We really appreciated you, sir. God will continue to be with you. When we were in secondary school, there are only two of them. They are that are outstanding. One retired Commodore Awoyemi and Baba Alimi. When others are chasing shadow in the secondary school, those of us that are very stubborn, they say, we are going to deal with you. But anytime we have something, we run to winter. And now you don't have to go, no. This don't call. And we thank God since then we are being together. God will continue to be with you. I will launch a copy of this book for a token of 20,000.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, you can come up.
I acknowledge the presence of all dignitaries present here today. I especially want to mention Professor Fabili. You are the great grandfather of the department, and today's congratulatory message goes to you as well. I also want to celebrate Professor. I want to say congratulations to you on your birthday, sir. My name is Adebuto Shegun Olasomi. I'm currently the acting director of advancement of Obafemi Awolowo University. But Professor Alimi was my lecturer, and he supervised the very first research I ever did, my bachelor's undergraduate. And by the grace of God, I've gone on to do research in so many other clients. I want to say that the foundation he laid was an excellent one. And it is my prayer, sir, that even though you're retiring, you will not be tired. And that the Almighty God will bless you with many more years of vitality and prosperity and soundness of health in Jesus' name. Launching the book for a token of 10,000 naira, one copy.
Okay, thank you everyone. I want to appreciate God for the life of our Baba today. Baba Alimi Atandola from Iwo. So mi ò tètè mọ̀ pé bàbá pé Ìwó ni wọ́n àwọn tí mo tó dé part 3 tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́ wa. Bàbá jẹ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn èèyàn ti sọ síwájú, you could be when you are in his class you will be so relaxed. Bàbá sọ pé ṣé wọ́n sàmọ́ ṣe hàn ó hẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ wọ́n má fi tí tí mo sọ. So I want to appreciate God for your life, sir. So èmi àti ìyàwó mi Ọpẹ́yẹmí Ọládèjọ àti pẹ̀lú department mi a máa launch ìwé yìí fún 50,000 naira, 2 copies.
Thank you. Please, we will get back. Please, just sit down.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olalekan Ganiyu. I'm a former student of the Department of Economics. And to all my lecturers here, I greet all of you. I just want to say little thing about Baba. Baba they are a problem solver. Even when we are in undergraduate, you think you have a problem, move to Baba. They will try to solve the problem for you one after the other, that you know that you don't have this problem. I want to congratulate you for the double celebrations, for your retirement, and happy birthday to you, sir. So on behalf of me and my family, I'm launching this book for the token of 20,000 naira.
Before we continue, please, the man in blue, you be the last person on this line, please. The rest, please, we can send the money to the account and see Baba for our copy so that we can move on with today's program.
I want to thank the Lord for the life of Professor Taiwo-Alimi. I got to know him in 2000 and something, I can't remember the exact year now, because my son, one of my sons, and his son decided to be very close friends. And ever since, he has shown so much interest in the affairs of that my son. Even yes, they left school in 2010, and ever since he has continued to show interest. On behalf of my family, we are launching the book with a sum of 20,000 naira.
Once again, my name is Pastor William. When I came out to launch, a colleague of mine just was watching online. So she just called me and said that I will want a copy of that book. This is my name, Professor Uduma. He said he knew Prof. Maybe you also know. He said he knew you. And he said I should launch the book for him for 5,000 naira.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to Prof. Alimi. My name is Ade Abodamla Rachel, a postgraduate student of Department of Agricultural Economics. Prof has been wonderful to us. He taught me during undergraduate. I can say agricultural finance, the foundation of it was from Prof. So on behalf of the class, MSc students, we want to launch the book for 5,000 naira.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Olaboshitem Tope, the president for the Student Association of Agricultural Economics. And one thing I will say that I admire about our grandpa here, because to me he's a grandpa, that he smile. We look at all the banners here, everything is smiling there. So on behalf of the Student Association of the Department, we'll be launching the book with 5,000 naira.
My name is Taiwo-Alimi Solomon. I'm tenant to Baba right from the time I was single and I was undergraduate. So now I'm married and I'm still in his house. And Baba had been a very, very wonderful father to me and my family. And then even there was time I was doing fish farming. And it's not all landlords that will allow that, but Daddy make sure that we did it in a way that it doesn't affect anybody and was profitable for me. And that was the benefits that I had from it, and that was immense. Thank you very much, Daddy. So on behalf of myself and my family, we're doing 5,000.
We have said we stop here, but we respect our fathers. Please.
Well, I want to thank everybody on the table. My name, God bless you. God bless you. Mr. Dr. Professor Alimi is my very good friend. I knows why I'm here. God bless you. I want to launch the book for 10,000 naira.
kàṣẹ́ṣà o àsìkò oríire òun o oríire náà dalẹ̀ o akí bàbá wa lílè pé bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ń dàgbà àlàáfíà yóò máa pọ̀ sí i orí ọ̀fẹ́ náà tó ti ń di ìmú á sì di ìmú délẹ̀ dópin ògbọ́n náà á wà pẹ̀lú yín ní orúkọ Ìwó Development Association Ilé Ifẹ̀ chapter alọ́ọ̀tì ìwé bàbá ní 5,000.
Ẹ ṣeun, adúpẹ́ sà. Thank you very much. Just before I hand over, some people have launched and they have passed everything to me. So there's this on behalf of God's Best Technologies. I, Ogunlowo Timothy, launched the book for the sum of 20,000 naira, 1 copy. Then we have Professor Oluwashola launching with the sum of 20,000 for a copy. We have Chief, I didn't say this very well. Chief Benson Ojobo launching with 10,000 naira. Before I continue, I would want Baba to also do his.
Thank you. I want to launch, I would first want to say that Professor Alimi was my boss. And later grew to be my friend. And we've been very, very close. It's a great achievement to which I want to associate myself. And for this, I want to launch a copy of that book with 10,000 naira.
Thank you very much. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Baba, wọ́n máa pẹ́ fún wọn sọ àgbáyé àdálẹ́ o. You are giving me 5 seconds. What Baba have done is more than 5 seconds. Baba ti ṣe nǹkan ribi lóríṣiríṣi. I don't want to talk to say 5 seconds. But there is one thing I will always remember and I will continue to remember. And when I was a student, Baba taught me 548. Remember easy. That course was so hard for me. And I went to Baba. I went to his office. I complained to him. He said, Joko, Joko. Look, she knows you want to be Oyashi. Ka page kini, ka page kejì. Mo fẹ́ lọ tọ̀ mọ́ bọ̀. Tí máa ti bẹ́ẹ̀ máa béèrè question lórí page àkọ́kọ́ àti kejì. Baba, you know, when he came back, he asked me a question. I was unable to answer that question. Ìwọ ló sọ pé kò lè. Oya, ṣí kejì, ṣí kẹta. Mo tún fẹ́ jáde o, tí máa tún dé máa tún béèrè question. You know, before you know it, when I go to exam hall, so, oh God, we thank God for your life, Baba. Allah tó máa jẹ́ ká rí yín pẹ́ fún wa sir. Baba have done a lot for me. Time was advice. That's why mo ṣe lọ mú oko sí tòsí ìlú Baba. Ilé oko Ìwó. On behalf of myself, I will love this book with sum of 10,000 naira.
Thank you. So we want to thank everybody for the launching. May God continue to bless our process in the name of Jesus. May God continue to replenish us. We will never lack by the grace of God. I have 2 more donations from here, from online. From Oyekunle Kilani is launching with the sum of 20,000 naira. And from the 2009 set, which happens to be my set, we are launching the book with the sum of 100,000 naira. And to thank everyone, may God bless us.
Thank you very much, Anu. So much. Thanks to the chief launcher and the supporters, the co-launchers. Please, if we mistakenly gave you a complimentary copy, we'll love you to kindly return them and we'll exchange for the correct copies for you, please. We are moving towards the presentation of the valedictory lecture. But before we do that, I would like to recognize Professor J. Is a member of council. I don't know if we have some other council members among us. Those are our employers. We also have we also have Professor Lopo Akefala, Chairman Security Committee. He was around, still around. Yeah, our security is ensured. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Baba came before us few minutes ago. Dr. Awoyefa. Where is Baba Awoyefa? Ah, Baba. 1970 set. Baba Ejoko, 1970 set. And Baba had his PhD in 2020. He had his PhD in 2020. I meant he came back and he got his PhD in 2020. Yes, supervised by Professor Alimi. Thank you so much, Baba. Okay, so we want to go for the valedictory lecture. And before we do that, we would like to listen to the citation of the honoree. And the citation is going to be read by Professor Mrs. O.A. Yusufu. As Mrs. Yusufu is approaching, where is she?
It is that one I remember seeing.
Where is she? Professor Mrs. Yusufu, please. Yes, as Professor Mrs. Yusufu is approaching, I will humbly request that our Baba be on his feet. Yo, Professor.
All protocols duly observed. I have a singular honor to present to you all an astute, erudite, mentor and father, Professor Taiwo-Alimi. He was born into a multi-gamous home where his father, Mr. Ishola, served as the absolute head, Olori Ebi. Although not born with a silver spoon, he enjoyed a comfortable upbringing with decent shelter, nourishment, and clothing. His childhood was not marred by adversities, attributed to his favorable birth order. He's a twin, Ibeji, and the first surviving son of his father and the last child of his mother. So, and living with both parents lived together, and of course he was above average academically. Professor Alimi embarked on his educational journey by attending Catholic primary school, a Muslim attending a Catholic primary school, Baptist Day School, Okeobo, and this is school at Jangbala, Eleha, Iwo. His secondary education took place at Baptist Secondary Modern School, Iwo, and later at Baptist College, Iwo, his academic trajectory was greatly influenced by mentors such as Professor Ladipo, Professor Wale Akinshola, Professor Yakub Fabiyi, Professor S.A. Eme, and late Professor Taiwo-Alimi, late Mr. Lasun Ogajo, and late Mr. Oji Ajayi. He pursued higher education at the University of Ife, now Obafemi University, where he earned a BSc Honours in Agriculture with second class upper division in 1978. This was followed by an MBA from the University of Lagos in 1981 and a PhD in Agricultural Economics from AU in 1988. Professor Alimi received quite a number of scholarships. His BSc, his master's, as well as a research grant for his doctorate. Professor Alimi's career in academia commenced at the University of Ife, where he initially served as an assistant in the business and investment section of the bursary department. Because of his love for academics, he later joined the Department of Agricultural Economics and started as an assistant lecturer and rose to the top to become a professor. Throughout his tenure, Professor Alimi played various roles, including acting head of Department of Agricultural Economics from 2003 to 2005. He chaired numerous committees at the departmental and faculty levels. He was the editor and later chief editor of the Ife Journal of Agriculture. He was also an external examiner, supervised several MSc and PhD theses to completion. He demonstrated commitment to academic excellence and administrative leadership. I want to pause here a while. Whilst we were organizing for this particular event, we had times when we meet. And then if you talk about time, he's very particular about time. When he says we're meeting 1 p.m. and we all agreed with the meeting 1 p.m., he expected everybody to be there. So one of such days, I was not able to. Not unintentionally, but some duties just cropped up and I had to come a bit late. Oh my. Professor Alimi, you should know, you should have been here. You are the chairman of the organizing committee. This should have been part of your preferences. If you over this time, if you had our preference for that, it's not a matter of sorry. Baba is not discipline, and I like him for that. Please a round of applause. His noteworthy contributions beyond teaching, and he has authored several publications in reputable journals. In addition to his academic pursuits, Professor Alimi remains actively involved in the community. He served on the PTA executive and was a member of the board of governors for the School of Science Ondo Road, Ilefe. He's a silent philanthropist. Professor Alimi is a family man, a doted husband who loved his wife so well. Money has gone to the great beyond, but we know that the two of them were very close. And because of that closeness, Baba has resolved to stay a widower for life. And also because of the children. A round of applause again. Professor Alimi's legacy is characterized by his religious tolerance, inherited from his parents, dedication to education, mentorship, and community service. His influence extends beyond the classroom, shaping the academic and personal trajectories of students. I want to say one or two things here. There was this particular boy that the father and the mother thought nothing good could ever come out of the boy. The boy was sent to Moro for pre-degree. And so he was involved in all kinds of vices, just name it. And so one day the father just met with Professor Alimi and told him his problem with the son. And Professor Alimi said, don't worry. This man was a Christian, he a Muslim. And he said, don't worry. And so he took up the boy. The boy finished from Moro, entered into the university here, and continued doing his vices. Somehow, Baba still kept on talking to him, counseling him, advising him. The boy turned out to be a great man today. He's one of those who wrote one of the tributes. He's a father, not just to his biological children, to everyone that comes across him. He is a father. It's a big legacy that every one of us should emulate, especially those of us in his department. A round of applause, please. The launch of his textbook, Data Collection, Manual and Electronic Expressed and Starter, stands as a testament to his commitment to advancing research methodologies in the field. Professor Alimi remains a beacon of inspiration for aspiring scholars, embodying the values of resilience, scholarship, and community development. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the celebrant of today, Professor Taiwo-Alimi.
Thank you very much, Ma, and congratulations to Baba. So we want to listen to the guest lecturer from the Department of Agricultural Economics, University of Ibadan in Ibadan, Professor Sulaiman Yusuf. You are welcome to present the valedictory lecture, sir. A round of applause for him, please. Like the chairman of the occasion said, let me sit or rest or stand, but I would like to lean on existing protocol and say good afternoon to everyone. Let me first of all bring out some things that I've learned here today. You know, they say if you have done well, of course, so you can see that Baba Alimi has done well for so many people, and that's why all of us are here today to celebrate him. So this is one lesson to all of us, those of us that are growing up and coming up, to also be good to whoever comes our way, because we don't know where next we will meet and how next we will meet. Let me also say that this is not a valedictory lecture. I would rather prefer it is a guest lecture, because Baba himself has done his own valedictory lecture. If you are doubting that, look at the book there. That is the valedictory lecture for all of us. And for ages to come, this book will be relevant in the field of agricultural economics and in social sciences in general. So, Baba has written his own valedictory lecture. So I would like to say that. Let me also say that I am a benefactor of Baba in some ways, and I'm sure he's aware of these ways. When I was HOD of the Department of Agricultural Economics,
I met them as our external examiners. And the usual thing for the department to do, or the new HOD to do, is to change the external examiners and look for new sets of examiners. I didn't bother to change them. Himself, Professor Taiwo-Alimi, Professor Idowu were our external examiners. And they are people that more or less brought me up. I got to know Ofife through Baba Fabi. He was a friend, he is still a friend to my mentor, Professor Falusi. So somehow I got to know him, and from there I started knowing virtually everyone in Ife, even though I didn't pass through Ife as a student. I was feeling like a fish out of water when I was sitting down here, because I said, keep it here, your money. What really is here? Because there is no serious string that connects you to this Baba like every other person that is seated here. So why are you here? But luckily, as I was trying to be more frightened, I got my HOD here, Professor Taiwo-Alimi, who happens to be a son of the soil here, and who is married to someone from Ife here. So, and Mama is sitting just across. And then my colleagues from Ibadan, Professor B.T. Omanona and Professor K.K. Samuel. I said, yeah, now I've covered. At least I know I have people that I can relate with. So each time I call on them, no matter how tight the schedule or their schedules are, they will still come around to come and do the thing. I said, you actually call Lalama, so exam, Lalama, sit. Okay, I will be there. And they will be there even before all of us in the department get there. So I was like, give me Baba, and it's simple life. You know, Baba will always come to Baba. Guess what? A maker. That is to show you how humble he is, even with this level of achievement. Then, at a point in time, there was one of my younger friends that was seeking admission to Ife, and he couldn't get his first choice. And I said, okay, can I help you talk to Baba? He said, I don't think I want to go to Agric. I said, don't worry, just let me talk to him. So I spoke to Baba, and Baba said, Omare, no worry, Omare. And like 3-4 weeks after, he said he should go and check on Jan Porter that his admission has been effected. I'm happy that the guy is sitting down at the back today as a student of this university. But for Baba, that couldn't have been possible. Thank you very much, sir. Now, so given what I've said, I was also asking myself, this kind of celebration is not common in the university environment. The only thing you see people saying is to, on the WhatsApp page, they say, Professor Yusuf is 70 today, Ure is retiring from the system today, congratulations, and everybody starts writing congratulatory messages on WhatsApp pages. Not being celebrated like this, not many. So I'm happy that the Department of Agricultural Economics, through the HOD, Professor Akola, and our Dean, Professor Tijani, he knows how to deal with me. This Professor Tijani, and our Vice Chancellor, Professor Bamire, have deemed it necessary to celebrate Baba at 70 and on his retirement. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I think this is one lesson that all of us have to learn, even in the university environment, that people that have put in long years of service to help in the system, change the system, build human capital, should be duly celebrated as they retire. Thank you, sirs, and I'm happy. I'm also happy that today in Ife, bottom up, it is Agric Econs. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. The HOD the Dean of Faculty and the Vice Chancellor are proud products of agricultural economics. So you can imagine that we are in safe hands. Of course, coincidence, but the one coincidence also is that the first or the pioneer Vice Chancellor was also an agricultural economist, and he came from Ibadan. So it's also a coincidence, Abi. So if you want to know, S.A. Karaoli Assembly Library is named after the man in agric econs. So it's not just mere coincidence, it is due of hard work, a lot of effort in ensuring that we translate what we preach in management into practice. Thank you very much, sirs. Now, to the lecture. Again, I titled my lecture, Retirement from Academics, a Curse or a Blessing. When Baba sent me a WhatsApp message on 5th December 2023 and said, I'm retiring in the next 2 months, and my team has given me the opportunity to select the inaugural lecture, the valedictory lecturer, and you are my, and he said, you are my. First of all, look at that message. It took me 38 minutes to try to understand what is in that message. I said, come, who am I? How can I even be the one presenting Baba's lecture? I should have just come to sit down gently and listen to the lecturer, because from the abundance of outpourings of today, you can see that I don't know anything about the Baba. Those that know so much about him, including those that are mentioned, that are looking for us, that you can imagine. So what can I say about him that those ones will not say better? So I said, okay, why me? I really don't know. So I then said, okay, maybe it's a mistaken identity. Maybe Baba wanted to send this message to someone else. So I said, okay, let me take a look again. I read through it and I said, okay, sir, I've seen your message. I'll be willing to give the lecture, but I will revert back to you on the topic. So I called 2 of my colleagues and they are seated there. I spoke to Professor K.K. Salman. I said, there is a conundrum. I don't enter trouble. I've accepted to give a lecture that I don't even know anything about. He said, get back to him now and ask him what area will want you to talk about. I said, okay, I will. So I reluctantly reverted back to Baba and I said, sir, can you provide a guide as to where and what you want me to say? He said, no, you are free to say anything. Just be yourself and all of that. I said, sir, please just give me something. He said, okay, you may want to compare Nigeria with other countries of the same status, China, Malaysia, Indonesia, Pakistan. Compare them and see how far we fared in agriculture and all of that, and in economic development, and see what problems we have. I said, fine, that's a good topic. He then said that this is not sacrosanct. You are free to be yourself. I said, this Baba is telling me, sending a signal to me that whatever you have said, so please be yourself and come and give the lecture. So I said, okay, can I come and talk about our field? Come and talk about econometrics, dragons and all of that. Then I noticed that Baba is launching a book which is talking about all those dragons. I said, okay. I said, fine. Then the expected audience is a mixed breed, down and down. So how do you then blend down and down? Okay, let me just think. And I was thinking there won't be much retirement, academic retirement, and then whether it's a course or blessing. I never charged anything. I just said, let me zero in on this topic and call it academic retirement from academics. A curse or a blessing. So, and what prompted me to do this was that I've been in this system for some time. I've never done any other work. Unlike Baba that ran away, the chairman that ran away to go and make money. I've never done any other job than this academics. Thank God we are not complaining, but we are coming of small, sir. So I said, okay, oftentimes when we see people about retiring, what you see is that there is some sort of anxiety, trepidation, there is some sort of uncertainty. What is it that my retirement age for me and all of that? And I said, okay, maybe I can say something about all of this, and I would like to talk about it. And again, a curse or a blessing. Again, I said, why will you say a curse or a blessing? But I've seen the number of people that retired and the kind of life they live become structured after retirement, maybe 6 months after, and so on. So that looks like some form of curse for me, because when people retire and then they are no longer as active and all of that, then there is some problem along the line. So I said, fine. But I've also seen people, and you will have noticed today, so many in this that are not older than Baba Alimi that have been here today to praise this occasion. Those people, retirement to them seems like a benefit. Because if you see Baba Fadiwe, and do you ever think that Baba is 90 or above 90? You think perhaps Baba is in his 60s or late 50s. That is because there must have been certain things he has done here that are now working for him well as a retiree. So I don't say, can you move on? Aside from this lecture, I prepared my lecture notes, but I don't want to read through what I prepared. I just want to speak to it. I said, from this lecture, we are likely to take away the following things. That all of us will retire one day, and such retirement has its own challenges and opportunities. Again, the majority of the causes of retirement in academics as a cause or as a blessing are within our own control as retirees or as intended retirees. Some are outside our control, the majority are within our control. So that we know that, of course, we need to turn retirement from academic to a blessing, not a curse, as we move on. And I'm saying that by the end of this lecture, I'll be able to say to us that it is not too late to plan for an enjoyable retirement life, but that time is now. Even when we are 2 years or 1 year or 30 years to retirement, time is now for us to start planning. So let me show you the outline. The outline as introduction. Of course, it has all the topics which I've tried to talk about. And then I try to talk about the sources of causes and blessings at academic retirement. I also want to show that retirement is an expected life transition, and that planning for retirement is highly essential, and what are the things to plan for at retirement. Then I would like to identify post-retirement adjustment to life, and then I will bring all of that with anecdotal evidences of people that have seen retiring from the system. And so I will close this lecture with some closing remarks. But I will say that this lecture has not been easy to prepare, but for the support of a number of people. Professor Taiwo-Alimi actually handed me the book on retirement that someone wrote and gave him as a complimentary copy. That served as my starting point. And that Professor Taiwo-Alimi, along with some others, joined me in the preparation of the paper. Thank you very much for this and for continuing to support your department. Now, so I've saluted Baba, greeted him, I've congratulated him on his retirement. of course, the department and the faculty and the university for the good job done in terms of all of this. While me as the valedictory lecturer, I think that I still have to provide that reason today, because he has not told me that he has chosen me as the valedictory lecturer, but I'm still waiting for that information. Of course, now, returning from academic to personal blessing, I like to define the key words in the title. The first thing is retirement, and I took all my definitions from Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says withdrawal from active working life. That is what retirement is all about. Of course, academic, who is an academic, is a member, for instance, a professor that works in an academic institution, especially in a university setup. So that's an academic. Of course, what is a cause? A cause is calling for harm or injury for someone. In other words, you are calling for some form of harm or injury to someone. That's the cause. And what is a blessing? It is something that brings pleasure, contentment, or good fortune. And all of this, when you don't take a look at it, you don't want to see that when one is retiring from academic, retiring from a university system, he should be retiring not entering into a course, but rather entering into a blessing for the rest of his life. So, I've said this before, my experience with academic retirees and prospective retirees, deeply not eager to leave when it is just like 2-3 years to go. Everybody is like, law, trepidation, and occasionally some show enthusiasm about the forthcoming retirement. But the thing is that retirement is a life-changing course because it is completion of active work life. So whether one likes it or not, that point will come. It is one thing that will happen in one's life. Just like once one is born, it's certain to die. So that is one thing that we need to take a look at. Of course, we are always overcommitted as academics to our calling. We don't of necessity plan exit strategy. We think we will always be here as academic. That's one thing. Of course, there are risks that are associated with a many portfolio job of academic, being a teacher, being a researcher, being a community service. Those are the three things that we know our best to do. And most times we don't deviate from it. So we are like we are like straight bracketed into something that we think we know how to do best. And at the end of the day, it's always difficult for us to then be able to relate to the world. Of course, the other one is that when you live or reside on a university campus, there's some form of unnecessary security in terms of everything is given. Electricity is there, security is there. You want to buy things, you can buy around the campus, the university campus. And so you really don't see what is going on outside. You really don't relate with all of this. And so you want to keep yourself into that cocoon. Of course, there is also the issue of the volatility of income that is occasioned by a number of shocks. And you know the current shocks that we are going through now. The removal of petroleum subsidy on May 29, 2023, and the collapse of the exchange rate regime to a particular to one window, which then has promoted, and like Oga said, as at I think as at last week Tuesday, it was about, as at today, it's about 1,950 to a dollar. So if you imagine that someone that is earning and a lecturer at the bar earns about 416,000 net, that's the total salary package, 416,000. It's not denominated that in dollar. What are you likely to see? You will see that the professor is earning just about $230 in a month. And that is what he lives on. That is someone that is still in active service in the face of all of these problems in the system. So what about someone that is retiring, that is no longer going to be having access to that $200 and something dollars? How do we expect him to live? How do we expect him to cope? These are the things that ginger me to pick up this topic. Of course, there is untimely payment of retirement benefits, that lump sum. I met someone last Friday in the mosque who just retired in January, and he was telling me, you know, as I retired, they were supposed to pay me terminal salary, which was the end of January. They didn't pay him. They also, the lump sum, we have done every necessary documentation and all of that, administrative issues that we needed to do. They told him he can only have access to his retirement benefit in the next 18 months, the lump sum in the next 18 months. So you can only have access to your retirement benefit in the next 18 months. So what do they expect the man to be eating and his family for the next 18 months before the money is ready, the lump sum? And by the time the money is even ready as lump sum, if the trajectory of the dollar, the naira plummeting goes on, we are likely to be talking about something like 4,000 naira to dollar in the next 18 months. So that money will have been worthless compared with if he has received his money now. Of course, I also talked about the fact that we don't recognize long service of an academic in the system. I think so we don't even recognize all of that. And to buy we retire and go to see our Mary, but I'm happy that we are doing this for about today. So I have a table in the report by Univer. So yes, service of causes and blessing at academic requirements. And when I was preparing this note, I saw an online article written by SAFE in 2023, and which claimed that it was titled retirement cause of blessing. So, and it claimed that being alone, there are two things that people at retirement see as cause: being alone and having more time now, or not being able to do what you are used to doing. So, but I then take a look back and I said, it's more than this. It's not just being alone and having more time to yourself. It is that we can classify it into so many things, and to be one in the document presented the areas that we can classify as possible sources of cost and benefits in academic. But I classify them into two broad areas. The ones that we can control on our own, those that are within our own purview, that we can easily maneuver around, and then those that we cannot change, those that are outside our own control. And then I also said it can be, some of these things can be pre-retirement or some will be post-retirement. But I don't list, in this presentation, I've listed those that I see as direct things that are within our control. For instance, if we have not planned and prepared well for retirement, if we don't have enough savings before retirement, we don't have good social network like Baba is enjoying to do. We don't know that Baba is enjoying social network to create social capital, and today is actually spending social currency. So everybody that is here, it is based on the fact that he has built networks over the years, and in that process, those networks are now like social capital for him, based on the things that he has done for them, and those good things is now reaping in terms of social currency. So if we don't have all of that, that may be one area of problem. Of course, knowing that the explosion of income sources as we are growing up, I want to be a teacher and a teacher in my life, and I've always been a teacher in my life. I've never diversified, but now, from what happened to ASU or to the academics about 2 years ago, which I like to have seen after almost 2 years, you can see that you need to look for some other things. It's not just mutilated, it's not of value as it will have been at that period. So Again, young family at retirement. If at my age now, I'm going to marry another wife, and I'm retiring in another maybe 13, 14 years, you can know that the retirement will have to come. Because things will continue to rise here and there. So, if that is the case, there are so there is also the issue of data. You can see today, none of Baba's biological children are here. But because he has sown the seed, all of us here that are younger than or that are about my age are his children. So we are here to rally around him. Imagine if he has been a man that has kept his office. If you don't know that our chairman will become chief executive officer of a big insurance company, if you didn't know that our people from the 1988 set will become very big people at the end of the day. He only was doing his own as God has sent him. That's why the vice chancellor described him as God piano. He was just doing his own as occurs to him. And at the end of the day, these are the things that he's enjoying. But if you imagine that we are not here, he is not that kind of person. So even if he's doing his retirement, people will say, you can stay online and listen. But imagine, we are here, all of us are listening to him. So data on the part of our children may be one thing that can cause some form of cost at retirement. Health challenges, and we thank God today that Baba is healthy. Okay? Not many will attain 70 without one thing or the other that is nursing. So these are some of the things that are likely to make retirement a cost, because you have to spend on drugs, spend on so many things, and at the end of the day, the amount that you are taking will not be enough to even take care of drugs. So we thank God for good life for all of us. Of course, the ones that we cannot control may relate to untimely payment of lump sum. All these are pension fund administrators and all of them. They are there, but PENCOM is also one big problem that we are facing. So I have to wait for 18 months to receive my contributory pension. Not that it's something that is government giving me. I've contributed that's why we are exalted at that point and relieved that workforce has stopped. At least I know Baba now. Professor Akola can also Baba. We have not submitted the AEC 508. We are expecting it from you. Baba will say on your basis. But we Baba are still been, we Baba are still well the system. Professor Akola, in fact, someone younger than Professor Akola, maybe exam coordinator, if you run after advance, say, Baba, I think we are many for teacher. So that stress, now Baba is free from it and is feeling happy. So one, they want to year one, and most people at the first year of retirement always feel enjoyment when they retire. Of course, the third stage is the orientation, which comes at about 2 to 15 years post-retirement. Okay? So, we have retirement as challenging, and some we have retirement as challenging. Some will have reinvented themselves to accommodate the basis of and the challenges of retirement and then navigate through it. And then the last stage is the conciliation period, which comes at about 16 years post-retirement. And I pray that we will live beyond 16 years after retirement. For some, those that are retiring, after 16 years, retirement becomes more challenging. Others will reinvent themselves and still be trudging on a good note. So, I would like to say that when you plan for retirement, the key things that you are likely to benefit include the fact that you have clarity of vision as to where you are going at retirement, because you have checked all your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and be able to put all of that into the document that you call your plan document. Of course, it also ensures that you are able to efficiently allocate our resources. Okay? So, in that way, once you have planned, you know what goes to work at every given point in time, and you are able to navigate through. Of course, with the plan, you know those things will not come up the way you have planned them. There are likely to be some changes here and there. So, we must be able to adapt to changing world as even with our plan. Of course, it also makes us accountable and responsible at the end of the day. Because we don't know that if I'm to earn X naira at retirement on a monthly basis, I can then know what I can do, what I cannot do, and then be able to be accountable and be responsible to myself. Of course, it also helps in risk mitigation for us to be able to take some caution and some form of insurance against risk here and there. So, if you have planned very well, that will help us to do that. Of course, the key thing that we may likely do as part of our retirement is that we need to ease retirement anxiety and stress. Remember I said that when it's about 5-6 years to retirement, 2 years to retirement, we get agitated unnecessarily. Okay? Not unnecessarily, but we get agitated because we don't know what is in the offering for us. So, what we can do is to ensure that we start paying safe. And what do I mean by paying safe? If you take some money out of our salary now, and you are putting it as savings somewhere, that's like paying yourself. Of course, we give our children pocket money, but I don't know any of us that gives ourselves pocket money, and I don't know. We take ourselves for granted so much that we don't give you our pocket money. So why don't you put some money to yourself and say, this 10,000 naira every month, let me say it's my own, and see. Of course, we need as we are nearing retirement to take it easy for a while. You don't have to be all over the place. Okay, give me 7 topics to teach. When you know that you can only take with 4 topics now, and 4 courses now, So you have to start taking things easy as you go on. Of course, you can get to work, but the kind of work that you get to must not be the kind of work that will be too strenuous for us to work with. For instance, if a man invite Baba to come and do a 20-day consultancy with the bank, whether SBB or the World Bank, and they say you make your submission in the next 20 days, which may imply that Baba will have to pay to do night study and all of that. I don't think that is good for age. That may not be the thing to take up at that. Of course, one must be able to find his balance. How well am I able to navigate through? And finally, we have a plan. Part of the plan is building social networks and networks, and I've spoken more about this today. But that's build social network. That is leading to social networks. You see, Baba himself may have resources to produce the goods that he has produced today, right? But if he wants to start selling those goods, I bet you it will take him like another 10 years to sell the whole of what has just been produced. Because people will be telling you truth, I want, give me one copy, and it's probably based on recommendation that people come around to say, I want to buy this book. I've been in it before, so I know what it is. But you can see the network of Baba now. Imagine people launching the books, regardless of the amount. It is the intention behind the launch that matters. And you can see that it is for the love of Baba that people have come to launch these books. So we need to build social network and increase our network. Of course, as we are planning, we need to seek financial advisory services. Okay? In the area of social capital, health capital, financial capital, we need to seek all of them back to help us. Of course, we need to ensure work-life balance. Work-life balancing, we need to take leisure when we are supposed to take it. We need to ensure that so when we sit for about 8 hours behind his computer, he will not even stand up, venture to stand up. He say, I have everyone to meet. Little by little, we are killing ourselves. Because that age and all of this will not just happen one day. It is a cumulative effect. And when we are doing 10, 15 hours on a stretch, I know my colleague who can do 4, 5 hours. I used to do 4 hours, but I think I'm getting it. I can only do 3 hours at a stretch now. Anything beyond that, I will have to go and break and return. So, we need to take leisure serious. Of course, at whatever stage we are in, we need to start planning, regardless of the planning. So when we are retired, what are the adjustments to life that we need to do? We realize that as academics, life outside of the university, life within the university is smooth, but life outside the university may not be that smooth. And that's why most times when an academic retires, he prefers to go into certain things which are academic in nature, like teaching and research or volunteering to help schools here and there. But some also seek employment elsewhere at retirement. But at 70, say, in fact, I know of some of our guys that retired long ago and went into private universities. Their experience wasn't palatable. They came back because the kind of system they operate there is different from the kind of system they operate in the federal universities. So they came back not too happy from that experience. So, but whether we like it or not, we want to seek employment outside retirement. But is it a period for us to intensify or reduce our livelihood activities? Well, I think to me it should be a time to reduce our engagement in livelihood activities and make it an opportunity to exercise our bodies. But that must be that we have also have to reduce our need for finances. All the things that we used to do when we are salary earners or we are earning income, we have to reduce them to the barest minimum so that we don't end up going to debt. And the positive about people in academics is that a professor promotes a billionaire. The moment they know that you are a professor, they say you are a billionaire, and so they start inviting you. Come and be chairman of this wedding, come and be chairman of this book launch, come and be chairman of this and that. And then they expect you to shake body properly. So that means to put something down. Imagine someone that is earning $220 as salary, and then they have invitation to attend 3 events over the month. So how much is he going to put down there in different places? So we need to take a look at that. Of course, post-retirement adjustment to life, as we say, today we are aging, and we are aging in a dynamic world, in a world that is completely changing from the way we know it, either in terms of finances or in terms of economic volatility. Global markets are increasingly volatile. There is negative impact of market fluctuations on investment portfolios and pension funds. Of course, there is financial instability. And all of this coupled with aging gives us some form of worry. Of course, that means that we need to adapt to a system that is sustainable in terms of financial security for the aging group. And the key thing is that as we are aging, we need to continue to exercise, and exercise. But when I say exercise, I don't mean strenuous exercises that will break our back. There are little things that we can do, like take a walk and moving your joints here and there. Of course, we need to relate with our neighbors and have community engagement. And you see what the wife is enjoying today. Look at the young men, a young man and a young lady that came here to say that they've been living with Baba. One of them said for the past 8 years. And I said, you can't tell us, because when you relate with the young ones, the youth, you are able to relate well, and you are able to become young at heart. So that is one thing that we need to do. Of course, we need to cultivate good neighborliness with our neighbors so that they are well identified with us. And you can see so many people who are the best neighbors there that have identified with him at this occasion. But we also have to be able to play with the challenging technology at retirement, because most of the things that we do now are basically digital in nature. We want to do, so that means we have to embrace technology. We must have digital literacy, and we must continue to be trained in the area of digital literacy. Of course, we must be conversant with bank apps and financial management, but that must be properly secured, and privacy must also be guarded. Of course, we must remain connected as we are aging. We need to understand and use health and fitness apps, and then adapt to change that is almost coming now. There is artificial intelligence, there is ChatGPT that people are talking about now. We need to be able to do all of this to be able to navigate this changing world, even at old age. Now, having said all of this, I need to provide some form of at least experiences or evidences that have come out working now or just retired or retiring. Of course, most of them have early commencement of plan and preparation for retirement. My friend of mine know that I think at about 1997, he started in school. But prior to that, he has always been a big entrepreneur. He is always been moving from one business to the other. I don't know the person I'm talking about. And today, at 81, he still working strong and stronger. Why? Because he has planned for all of this. He has a school that he established 27, 28 years ago, and he didn't establish it in Ibadan. He went to his own town to establish the school. And so he was able to blend with the people in the town, and he's still able to blend with them. Of course, stock market participation, that may not be very good now, but in those days when our mentors were growing up, these were the things that they were investing in. In fact, one of our guys, when he wanted to start his outfit, which was granting scholarships and grants to researchers, young researchers, to the tune of about, this was about 2003, 2004, 2005, to the tune of about 2.5 million naira per annum. He seated some of his stocks in First Bank to that foundation. So he took some of his investment in First Bank and named it after the bank, opened it in the name of the foundation. And that was, he was using the returns, dividends on that one to finance research of people here and there. Even at retirement, that means we must have done that. And you know, in those days, the Tuesday gatherings enough for them. They invite the Tuesday gathering and say, and there is one Baba, I'm sure KK knows about it. Even when Baba retired, they call KK, they happen and sit with me. He may stock market, they shall know. So he starts saying, First Bank has become 50 naira. So it's no longer as profitable as it used to be, but you can see the kind of foresight that they have in those years for them to be able to invest in all of that. Of course, some have invested in landed property, but please be sure that the kind of landed property that you are investing in is properly secured, because on the law, a number of things can come up to take the land off land, even though one expected to make it as a sort of his retirement. In fact, there was one old man, an emeritus professor in here, that told us last week that part of what is using now, but because his area is in the area of estate management and all of that, is the landed property that he has. He has bought parcels of land here and there, and those landed property have become appreciated in value. So maybe he bought them like 500,000 naira per acre. He's selling at about 10 million naira per plot now. So you can imagine what he has done. But to get 500,000 naira done, you imagine how much he must have saved. Of course, this is one thing that they've done. Of course, healthy living is one thing. Regular health checkups is one thing that you need to do even before you retire. And at retirement, it has to be regularly and even more frequent than it used to be prior to retirement. Of course, some of our people talk about it. The Baba that I told you about said he has never been to hospital over the past, he retired in 2006, over the past 18 years. But he has only lost one of his teeth, and he said it was due to carelessness, because he was not brushing twice daily. But now he has been doing it, and everything has remained the same. You know, you can imagine some of these health tips. Of course, this eating habit, old food mostly plant-based. And I find my guy is here that is telling me possibility of management and how to eat old food. I'm still trying to do that, but I have not covered. But we must focus on vegetables and fruits mostly as we are aging, so that those things become useful to our body. Of course, water therapy is one thing that people do now. 2 glass of water every day. The Baba that I told you about said we started doing that since 1991 or so. When someone, but in the same case, he takes 4 glass of water daily. And he said everything has been normal for him. That yes, the diagnosis for the other, but it has not been something that is life-threatening. So even at 83, we need to exercise appropriately. And one thing we need to do is to have home gardening. And when I say home gardening, it does not necessarily mean only vegetables and fruits that we have in our house. The young man that said he's living in Baba's house said Baba allowed him to practice agriculture in his house. So you can imagine what benefits that will be to the guy in terms of earning extra income. And for old people, that we can do in our compounds without spending much money and without any much stress. And some of these things we have to do. So one of our people in Ibadan said, the day joined the university system was before he started planning for his retirement. And what did he do? He started, he bought a farmland and he started planting 3 plantations, which is now about 1,000 stems. And he's claiming that, of course, that will be useful for him. Of course, he said, when he wanted to build his house too, he got 5 plots of land, but only built on 1 of 5 plots, and the rest was for gardening and all of that. So, eating food, eating tomatoes, all of this isn't a challenge for him. And so, even if everything is expensive in the market now, some of these things he can source from within his own compound. These are things that we also need to take a look at as a grown up. Definitely, I will make it. Of course, social methods and social capital, I can't overemphasize that. But we should be, whatever we want to do in life, should be guided by the education that we have, the experience, the exposure, and the environment that we are operating in. So this will be things that we need to do. Of course, we need to learn and unlearn and engage in reverse mentoring. We don't have to be too shy. Our children, if our grandchildren or great-grandchildren can teach us so much about the thing that we don't know. Ours is just so easy to tell and occasionally to check yourself. But when they take you through a number of things, you will see that you need to pick up those things to help you navigate the timing. So, in closing, I'd like to say that, like someone said last week in Ibadan, when there was a retirement training by ASU and UI Teachers Cooperative, he said we should adopt a claims methodology. And what does he mean by a claims methodology? He said, C stands for clarity. In other words, we need to envision what we want to do in the next 2 years to our retirement or at our retirement. Of course, we need to start learning about the destination that we are thinking about in the next 10 to 20 years or as retirement approaches. Of course, we need to align our planning to prepare for specific destinations and requirements. And its I is about interrupt, improve, and introduce. Interrupt in the sense that there are certain things that we are used to doing that we probably have to stop doing now as we are aging and we are approaching retirement. Improve means there are certain things that we are doing now that we need to improve on to ensure that we are able to navigate retirement better. And then introduce. There are new things we probably will have to put on the table to ensure that we enjoy retirement. Of course, as we do all of that, we also need to monitor and measure. We need to monitor our finances, we need to monitor our food intake, we need to monitor our health and our exercises, and we need to measure each of this so that we can know where we are and how we are going to get to where we want to be. Of course, S stands for skills, synergy, and strategy. And skills is that we need to have new skills. So maybe digital skills will be one thing that those of us that are retiring we want to look at. Of course, we need to ensure synergy is the next of the S, which is to ensure right synergy of emotional and social intelligence. And then use all of elements of claims for the right strategy for retirement. I think I would like to say that in closing, that it is not too late to start planning for what is left for the future, and that we need to work toward making our retirement a blessing, not a curse, and that the time is now. And I'm hoping that at the end of the day, next slide, the last slide, all of us will be able to be happy. And like I saw this online, let me read them. Happy days are here at last. The days of 9 to 5 are past. I've worked all my life and paid my dues. Now I will do what I choose. The other one is that retired but hard at work, spoiling my grandkids. In other words, the work I'm doing now is related with my grandchildren and people around me. Retired and living happily ever after. I'm retired, hello pension, goodbye pension. Remember the past, enjoy the present, embrace the future. Happy retirement to our Baba. Thank you very much. Another round of applause to our guest lecturer, Professor Taiwo-Alimi. Thank you so much for the comprehensive, for the speech and for the lecture. Very comprehensive. Yeah, it's Professor Taiwo-Alimi's birthday. We are gradually getting there. We want to eat the cake. But before we cut the cake, I want to recognize among us. He also just retired. And we celebrated in 14th February. We have among us from the Department of Chemical Engineering. He just retired. Professor F.A. Akeredolu. You are welcome, sir. Thank you for coming, sir. So just retired, we celebrated in just like this 14th February. We are moving towards the cake now. And I'd like to invite Dr. Mrs. Tani to assist us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hansi. Yeah, it's good to stand here. And when I was given this assignment, I was so excited. You know why? Baba. Let's stop there. Let's say good. Yeah, I just want to about for the cake. I still want to tell you more about this Baba. My Baba. Some things you don't know about him. You've said so many things. You can see his face ever smiling. That's number one. Then number two, when Baba is driving, the only car that Baba is going to overtake is car that is cracked. Please go down the car place for him. You know, the first time I met Baba in class, when I was in class 3, Baba, normally when students are seeing lecture for the first time, we begin to discuss. We say when we recite talks. And Baba said, and the coordinator, I can't remember, maybe it was the first coordinator of that class. So he started. And suddenly we couldn't hear Baba again. We were like, Baba said, sir, we can't hear you. And Baba said, don't you know that your voice and my voice are inversely related? When your voice is going up, my voice will be coming down. And by the time mine is going up, yours should go down. And the class maintained perfect silence. And you're able to hear Baba. So, I say that to my class. Anytime I'm in class and they're making noise, I will give my voice. Don't you know that your voice and my voice are inversely related? I used to tell you one thing again about Baba. All the lecturers in the house, can I see your hands up? Lecturers in the house. Yeah, have you experienced students with bad cases? Students with bad cases. Yeah, one of them. Okay, one. Have you experienced students with very bad cases? Very bad. Have you experienced students with very, very, very bad? There is no case, no matter how bad the case may be, and it's there to be that, you can be sure that that case will be solved. And I can't forget this. There was a dean in the department, and the professor said, the HOD of them, I won't mention him. He said, all these problematic students, check everyone, he's babbling me, that I did this kind of case. He was touched. And that day, I said, by the time Baba is removing his legs from this shoes, I want to enter into it. And Baba told Baba, I said, Baba, this is one of the things I've inherited from you. And I remember a case we did it together. It was a very, very bad case. And I remember the day the student entered my house to prostrate. And I was just looking at him and said, you were supposed to graduate. I said, no, I don't even need this certificate. And so he came back to say, you don't trouble us with this same certificate. It's what you will not need. But I have listened so much about you, sir. And you know, oh no, I won't forget. You know one thing. We are looking for someone that can dress too much. You know, anytime I go inside the department, I go here, baggy. Look at the cap. Look at the color of the D and the best wearing. They do stubborn, go to the shoes. But if you want to learn color can be, please see my father. Yeah, thank you so much. I don't want to take much of our time again. I want to be my father. To be paid. Yeah. You know, thank God for his life. Oh yeah, God, bring that bag. That is a mad inside. Yeah. Somebody told me, agricultural economics yìí wọ́n máa ń gbé àwọn èèyàn láti wá lunch nǹkan ni but àwọn là ń stop àwọn èèyàn láti wá lunch. Can you just imagine that? But I always tell them, you know, when Professor Bisi was talking the other time, the agricultural economics of everywhere. So now to go to do, automatically we have to do power ló gbé power ní sàlẹ̀ náà ní àwọn àwọn ìjọba. We know the vice chancellor is from us and the dean is from us and you can see us agricultural economics. My father, thank God. And I pray that the Lord Almighty will continue to strengthen you. You know, some people say retirement because like they are putting in power. Baba is retire today, putting instead of powers. Your strength will not be abated. You continue to go from strength to strength. You get so much about me, and I say that from my heart, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And thank you for making the department very, you know, I'm happy to be part of this department, agricultural economics. That made life so simple. And I can tell you, Professor Taiwo is there. Oh, he was late. Yeah, I need to recognize him too. When I came in, I think he was the HOD of the department then. Then I saw that thing there. It's there now. No, this is something on the economics. When we have the entire faculty, you know, let's share really, and it's really unique. So I thank God today that I'm part of this success story. So this is the man who want to cut the 75th birthday cake for Professor Taiwo-Alimi. And I think it's kind of what I want to do for him this afternoon. I want us to go and pick. And we're going to spell 70. You know, to 70 have brother. So we're going to spell 70. And you know, they're going to help us 70 together. And it's going to be the cutting of the cake. Photo, are you ready? Are you good to go? Now, I want to call the chairman of this occasion to come and support Baba as he cut this cake this afternoon. I'm very sorry, sir. Okay. So good. Yeah. So are you ready to go? So the first letter is what? The second letter? Oh, I have very brilliant students in my class this afternoon. And the third letter? The fourth? The fifth? But the last? All together? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May the Lord God bless you. May the Lord God bless you. May the Lord God bless you, pray. May the Lord God bless listening. Please, let's come around and smile to them.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Baba. I will quickly want to have the chairman, sir, for the closing remarks. Thank you. I want to appreciate God Almighty who has given us the opportunity of today. And I want to appreciate each and every one of us for finding time and making it today with our big brother, our mentor, our benefactor, on his education of retirement and attainment of age 70. I say happy birthday once again. May the Lord spare your life with us for so many more years. When the lecturer was giving his lecture, he talked about planning for retirement. I hope that you are fully ready for your retirement. Yes. From, if you have not planned, I know, for you that I know, you have adequate plan. But Yorùbá yìí ṣe tábàlọ́mọ apẹ́ tó bá yá ìgbébọ́lọ̀ ń lókè ọ̀run. Tábàlọ́mọ wa yá tó bá pẹ́, if you are living like people from ilé igbó, where it get to 70, it get to 120. But one thing I want to say to every one of us, that is saying that you aspire to inspire. And then when you inspire and you think you are tired, what you need to do is refire. Do I say it again? Aspire to inspire. Like we have mentored so many of us. We have attained this life ambition. But when you think it's tired, all you need to do is to refire. So Prof and everybody, a time like this is coming when you retire. No matter how good you are, no matter how brilliant you are, a time like this is coming for every one of us. Prof, sir, happy retirement, sir. Since the Valentine Day, giving case a time to retire. Valentine retirement. I hope you have seen the difference now. In another 2-3 months, when that thing doesn't, when they hear a lot, I don't receive a lot. When that one don't stop, you may say you have to look for elsewhere. I hope you are prepared for your retirement. The Lord will be with you, the Lord will be with you, and for as many of us looking for this glorious day, I appreciate God and I thank everybody. I want to say welcome, and for the late donations, you've not done wonderfully well. I was wondering in this academic environment, if you are donating 5,000, donating 2,000, and I was asking, you say, why don't you come to business? I thank you, Baba. It was the motivation I got from him that drove me out of the environment. And today, I'm able to donate, not as academics will do. Thank you so much. You are all welcome. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Glow. I'm here to give a vote of thanks. Before I say that, thank you very much. So before I go to the vote of thanks, this is the last thing on the agenda. There are 2 things that people have not said about the salary. And I'm going to say that. Just 2 things. One thing that I need the salary for, and apart from what my last colleague said about being there for students, that you don't something they call oppression. It does not matter whether you are his friend or you are not his friend. Once you see that you are being oppressed, he's going to stand beside you. The vice president said that the other time, and then it's a 1 million arrest court. It does not matter if anybody is against you. You have to stand. You can be sure that he will stop. In fact, there was something that happened and I made mention it to him. He said, do you want me to get involved? I said, let me think about it. Because I know that when he gets involved, when I say stop, he will stop at that time again. So I said, don't worry, I'm not worried. I will stop. Because I know that by the time he says that I'm behind this door, does not matter who is against you. Thank you very much for doing that. And the other thing I want to say is that if you look at the previous, the system of our students, there are some very, very bad cases. I just mentioned them. When that ran to my office one day, and she was rolling on the floor. I asked her, what is it, madam? She just told us, what is it, you're just on the floor. Just at the door, just first of all, she mentioned the boy name. I said, what did I say? He said, she had 4 of them, but that was really on left on the planet Earth. And the boy was just about to waste his life. I said, this kind of a matter, you don't handle it. The only person that handle it is God first. So I took my space to Professor Alimi. So when I got to the office, I said, Paul, you know me, I just got there, I just ran away. Because I knew that he solved their problem. You know what Paul did? The boy was not coming to class at all. The boy was going away. Paul was going to look for that boy. Paul would go and carry his roster with the money, bring him to class, return him back to the roster. So Paul please ensure that he comes to class. When you don't see him in class, he will test Paul. Now this boy is not sure for class. Paul will go and look for the boy. In fact, even if you have said, you go to the hotel and everything, and the boy is graduated. There are a lot of mental cases, students that run mad, that will make you think that for this student, academic is just close. So, one of them is not down the office of Paul. So, when you are entering his office, you enter drinking. Because the person that is lying down will be violent. And then you see some of those students graduate. I just wonder how do you cope with it? You manage them, and make sure that they graduate. Thank you very much, Paul. We really appreciate that. Those are the things that we cannot forget. You know, sorry, I said the name. Never mind. So, in closing, on behalf of the organizing committee, I want to appreciate everyone that has come from Tanzania to give this momentous occasion. It is 2-1. Today we are celebrating the birthday of Professor Alimi. We are also celebrating his retirement, and we are celebrating the launching of the book. Okay? So let me thank you for finding time out of no time. Mr. Alimi told me that for those to travel now in Nigeria, you have to consider the importance of that. Because before the transportation, the environment, some of us came from far more. I want to say we greatly appreciate you. I also want to appreciate our distinguished guest, especially the chairman, good chairman, you are welcome, sir. Thank you very much for coming. And then you see that it starts from the beginning to the end. In fact, at the time, we have to ask Paul, are you sure that he's really going to be here? Because we know that at his level, his time is not privileged. We appreciate you for coming, and we appreciate you for standing from the beginning to the end. We want to appreciate the Vice Chancellor as well, all the principal officers, the dean of the faculty, HODs, all the friends and the loved ones, the age group from everywhere. We thank you, and it's our prayer that all of us will have more cause to celebrate. And then, as Paul retire, we pray to God that Lord will grant him good health as he enjoys his training. Thank you very much, everyone. After this session, we take some time to pray for pictures for Maria. Thank you. God bless you. Take them back to wherever we come from. We keep going good in one another. Thank you very much. God bless you.